Hello again, students in the pre-algebra class. Here we are doing 10-4, solving multi-step inequalities. Again, you may add this to the notes that you took previously. All right, so let's complicate matters a little bit more. Well, look, we've got a fraction here. Isn't that nice? I hear you all saying no. Okay, so this doesn't look too bad, really. Let's subtract 8 from both sides. So that gives us negative 5/6 d is greater than 5. To get rid of a fraction in front of a variable, you have to multiply by its reciprocal, which is going to be 6/5, and we'll multiply by a negative because negative times negative will equal positive. If we multiply by negative 6/5 on one side, we have to multiply by negative 6/5 on the other side. Remember that little thing about if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative number, you have to flip that inequality. So instead of greater than, we now have less than. This all just equals 1, so it's 1d, or d. And this side over here isn't really that hard to figure out either. Let's make it 5/1 to make it a fraction. Do you guys remember how to cancel? 5 and 5 knock each other out down to 1. When you multiply top times top, bottom times bottom, you're going to get negative 6/1, which is just negative 6. So we've got d is less than negative 6. Then let's go ahead and graph that thing. D is less than negative 6. I'm going to have to move some stuff around here. Let's put a circle on negative 6. As long as your D is over here on the left, then this points the way. So we're going to make our arrow this direction. Goes on forever. And there is no or equal to, so you do not color in that circle. This says D is less than negative 6. I'm hoping when you look at that problem, the math term that comes to your mind is the distributive property. Go ahead and copy 2 open parentheses 3x plus 1 close parentheses is less than or equal to 4 open parentheses 2x minus 3 close parentheses. So the first thing we're going to do on both sides is take care of the distributive property. 2 times 3x is 6x. Bring down the plus. 2 times 1 is 2. Bring down the is less than or equal to. 4 times 2x is 8x. Bring down your minus. 4 times 3 is 12. There, we've gotten rid of the distributive property. Now look and see what you've got. You've got something with x's on both sides. I prefer not to deal with negatives, but I also don't like my variable on the right, so I'm just going to have to pick which way I want to handle it, which problem I want to deal with. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 6x from both sides. That leaves me with 2 is less than or equal to 2x minus 12. Add 12 to both sides. That makes 14 is less than or equal to 2x. Divide both sides by 2. 7 is less than or equal to x. Again, this is a perfectly good answer, but I really don't like that variable on the left, and so I'm going to flip it around. If you just kind of read it backwards, x is greater than or equal to 7. Greater than or equal to 7. That's going to make my graphing a little bit easier. Okay, there's the answer. I had x is greater than or equal to 7. Circle on 7. If your x is on the left, then the arrow points the way. Put the arrow on the end, it goes on forever. And then we do have the or equal to this time, so we do fill in the circle. So that says that x is greater than or equal to 7. All right, here's number 8. What do you see that could cause you a problem? First, you should notice that you've got variables on both sides, and you've also got different denominators. I'd go ahead and fix that whole denominator business first. So copy the question. 14.1 minus 2/5 h is greater than or equal to 13.9 minus 3/10 h. Oh, you've got decimals and fractions in here. Let's go ahead and change the 2/5 to 4/10, and then we've got the denominators the same. I think that might be helpful. We'll see. And notice I'm just copying everything else. I think I'd like to add 4/10 h because I would prefer to not deal with the negatives. I'd prefer just to have my variable on the wrong side, and I can fix that at the end. So we're going to add 4/10 to both sides. So we're going to copy the 14.1. This goes away. Is greater than or equal to 13.9 minus, and negative 3/10 plus 4/10 gives you 1/10 h. And we're going to end up dealing with a negative anyway. No, it's actually plus 1/10 h. Okay, let's get rid of the 13.9 by subtracting it from both sides. I'm going to continue down here. That looks like 0.2 is greater than or equal to, this goes away, 1/10 h. To get rid of the 1/10 in front of the h, we're going to multiply by 10 over 1. Sorry, the smartboard is not putting it quite where I'm putting it. And if we multiply by 10 over 1 over there, we have to multiply by 10 over 1 over here. 10 over 1 is just 10. So 10 times 0.2 over here. Okay, so we've got greater than or equal to. This goes away. We have to evaluate that. 10 times 0.2 is 2. So I've got this perfectly good answer, but I don't really like the form because the h is on the right. So I'm going to change it to h is less than or equal to 2. And then I can graph it easily. I'm going to get rid of some of this extra stuff here. So we can graph. Put a circle on the 2. If the h is on the left, then this points the way that our arrow is going to go. Put arrow on the end. And there is an or equal to, so we fill in the circle. This says that x is less than or equal to 2. And you need both things, this statement and the graph. Okay, number 9 will be big fun for you. Let's read this. 6 more than 3/4 a number, is greater than or equal to 1 more than twice the number. Find the number. Okay, I'm going to start with is greater than or equal to, because I know exactly how to write that. Is greater than or equal to. And then this stuff is going to be on one side. So let's look at that. 6 more than something is going to be plus 6. 6 more than 3/4 a number. A number is x, and 3/4 a number is 3/4 x. So let's see if that makes sense here. 6 more than 3/4 of a number is greater than or equal to 1 more than, add 1, twice the number. So it's that same number. There's the number. Twice the number is that. You can go ahead and solve that. Turn the video off and then come back for the answer. The hard part's really setting it up. Nothing in the directions said that you needed to graph, so you do not need to graph that particular one. Okay, I think you're going to love this one even more, guys. It says Ms. Garcia wants to carpet her bedroom, which requires 24 square yards, that means of carpet. Her budget will allow her to spend no more than $600 for the project. What would that be? No more than $600. Is that greater than or less than? No more than. That would be less than. Do we need the or equal to? We do, because it's okay if she spends exactly $600. So she's going to spend less than or equal to $600. There are 2 parts to the charge that can add up to no more than $600. If the installation of the carpet will cost $162, what is the most she can pay per square yard for the carpet? So we've got the carpet cost and we've got the installation cost. We totally know the installation cost is $162. So what's the carpet going to cost? Well, she's going to buy 24 square yards at some price. X is the price per square yard. Okay, so she's going to buy, so we have to figure out what that price would be. Okay, so the hard part is done. The inequality is set up for you. So you go ahead and solve it. Show your work to solve it. And pause the video and come back for the answer. Okay, so your answer should have come out to $18.25 per square yard. All right, that's enough for now, guys. That's the end of 10.4.